As far back as I remember, I always wanted to see the Goodfellas. Well, not really, but it's just that it's number 2 on my movie list. Hello, I am Manuel Camargo, but you can call me Manu Sisu, and this is day 2 on my movie watching journey, Goodfellas. So anyway, Goodfellas, directed by Martin Scorsese, and it was released in 1990. It stars Ray Liotta as Henry Hill, Robert De Niro as Jimmy Conway, and Joe Pesci as Tommy DeVito. It's based on the true story of gangsters from the Lucchese crime family, I guess. So Henry Hill is the main character here. He's also the narrator of the story, and he always wanted to be a gangster since he was a little boy. And the movie shows us how to be a gangster in 3 easy steps. First, you gotta want to be a gangster. Second, you gotta have connections, like an uncle or a cousin, or if they live across the street. And third, you gotta, well, be kind of smart, or at least not be stupid. Do what they tell you, but also have your own initiative. Yeah, I know, it's not that easy, but still he manages to become a gangster. And the film shows us like 3 stages of his life as a gangster, 3 generations, as the film tag says. It shows us the young Henry Hill, then it shows us the Henry Hill as a gangster and how he makes his like debut as a big-time gangster with an Air France heist, until his biggest heist, and the biggest heist of American history, which is the Lufthansa heist. The 3rd stage is downfall from here. I mean, after the Lufthansa heist, everything goes, well, kind of not well for Henry. Jimmy Conway is played by Robert De Niro, as I said, and well, he's a very nice guy. He's a gangster that everybody knows, everybody respects, and everybody fears. But you know, he will do anything to stay out of prison, anything. But I mean, he's a very nice fella, and he's a very nice guy, and he's a friend of Henry. And finally, we have Tommy DeVito, who's a madman. Oh my God, he's a psychopath, but he can be a nice guy too. I mean, he has a really weird sense of humor. Joe Pesci plays it real well. Well, he's a funny guy. Yeah. He's a funny guy. The movie shows us, I mean, these 3 characters who are the main characters, and they show us how are they connected with all the gangster world, and you know, the family, and you know, the wives, and you know, the drugs, and you know, the killings, and you know, all the killings we know that they're gonna happen. But there's one kill, one death that, I mean, I was sure it was gonna happen when the movie started, but then, I mean, when it actually happened, I was really surprised. I was like, mother of Christ's sakes! It was nominated for 6 Oscars, including Best Picture and Best Director, and also Best Adapted Screenplay, but it didn't win. And it won Best Supporting Actor for Joe Pesci. It won many BAFTA awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Screenplay, and it didn't win any Golden Globe. So, well, it's a very good movie. It's 2.5 hours long, but it's very, very entertaining. It's a look at the gangster world. It's very well made, very interesting. I mean, it grabs you. I mean, you know, it grabs you from start. It grabs you from start to finish, and well, it grabs you from start to finish, and there are very intense scenes. The music is very good. Martin Scorsese always knows how to pick good music, and he makes such good scenes. For example, a scene where they tell us a day in the life of Henry Hill. There are a lot of things that happen, and Martin Scorsese uses a lot of different music and mixes it up and edits, and the edition is very good. So the direction is very good. The writing is also very good. I mean, it was a very good story. It tells us a lot of stories that happens around that environment, but everything, well, it's just connected, and everything has a consequence. And there are very gripping scenes. I mean, there are scenes that you're I mean, very intense, especially scenes involving Tommy, Joe Pesci, because he's crazy, you know, he's a happy trigger, I think it's called. He likes to shoot everything that moves, practically. He has a very curious temper. I mean, you make a joke with him, you're dead. I mean, all his scenes were really good. I mean, we really got I was really scared with that character. Joe Pesci played it really well, and all the scenes he was in, they were really intense. So we had that. I mean, the beginning is like fantastic. They're in the car, and then they have some guy in their trunk, and they kill him. And then Rags-to-Riches starts playing after Henry Hill says, "As far as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster." Very good quote, and then it starts the flashback. It starts everything. The way it tells the story, it's very good. It's fantastic, and the performers also very good. So I mean, it's a very good movie. I don't know why I didn't win Best Picture. I haven't seen Dances with Wolves yet, but you know, it's not in my list. But you know, the American Film Institute called it the second greatest gangster movie of all time after The Godfather, and well, I can see why. It's a very good movie, very good way to tell the gangster story, to place us in that environment, to tell us, yes, it tells us a story in a very good way. We have the point of view of Henry Hill and of his wife. We have also the point of view of his wife, and we see everything that happens in there. It's very interesting, very good. 2 hours and a half long, but it's totally worth it. So 5 stars out of 5. Great movie, you should check it out. Okay, so if you saw the movie, tell me what do you think about it. If you haven't seen, of course, check it out and tell me what do you think about it. Also, tell me what do you think is the best gangster movie of all time. If you think is this one, or if you think it's The Godfather, or if you think it's The Godfather, or if you think it's another one. And finally, what's your favorite Martin Scorsese movie? Anyway, that's it for today. I am Manuel Camargo, aka Manu Sisu. See you tomorrow.